video to react to. You know what I mean? Off the thumbnail. Okay, bro trolling college football. That's probably why I subscribed to bro. But half of the folks that all the folks I'm subscribed to, I don't watch. I don't watch this nigga, and I bet, look, I'm subscribed to him. I'm trying to bet I'm subscribed to this nigga, y'all. See? Look, y'all. Look. I ain't subscribed to this nigga. I'm subscribed to this nigga, y'all. Like, for real, bro. Like, the content that I react to, I'm subscribed to at least 99% of them, bro.
Well, I think if I don't do what I know I'm capable
of. The fall of Aaron Rodgers, though, that's crazy, though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy, though. Like Aaron Rodgers wasn't even, like, if y'all really want to be real, Aaron Rodgers wasn't even a bad quarterback last year. Like, bro had a good season last year. If y'all want to be real, like, the casuals will agree with the naysayers saying, but Aaron Rodgers, bro, people really don't like Aaron Rodgers because of, you know, like, bro, you know, he be in some ish. But y'all look at Aaron Rodgers' stats last year. Aaron Rodgers actually was good last year, bro. That trash O-line, really. Let's keep it real, y'all. The Jets, who did the Jets really produce at quarterback? Honestly, y'all. When has there ever been a good Jets QB? Really? But A-Rod, bro, I ain't gonna lie. A-Rod definitely had a good season. I'm like, A-Rod still, bro, by statistically, bro, by stat base, A-Rod is still, bro, like, you know, like one of them ones, bro. I'm surprised he haven't been picked up yet. I mean, he a free agent. They saying word on the street gonna be a Steelers fan, but bro, look at his stats. Like that's just how people is, bro. When people hate on, when people see a lot of people hating on somebody, they just gonna jump in and hate on them. They don't even know why they hating on A-Rod. They just doing it because other people doing it. That's how people is, bro. People just don't have a mind of their own. But if you look at A-Rod's stats last year, the bro was not bad. You say, yes, A-Rod was bad, though. No, he wasn't. He literally wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, bro, literally wasn't, bro.
We're doing it. We're all probably going to be out of here, so.
What is the very latest surrounding Rodgers' situation?
Come March 12th, the new league year, Aaron Rodgers will not be a New York Jet.
This is incredibly rare for an all-time great quarterback to have their career end on this type of whimper.
So check this out. It's February 13th, 2025, and the New York Jets have officially released Aaron Rodgers.
That was stupid.
Aaron Rodgers, ending one of the most hyped and ultimately the most disappointing experiments probably in recent NFL history. I mean, just 2 years ago, the franchise pulled off a blockbuster trade for the four-time MVP, believing he was the missing piece to bring them to football's promised land.
Nigga, you didn't build around him. Like, to be real, like, you didn't do nothing for A-Rod. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like if you would have kept A-Rod this season, bro, with Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson, you know what I'm saying? Your O-line is trash, though, gang. Like, you got to build an O-line around A-Rod, bro. You got to give him an O-line. I mean, give him an O-line, bro.
Instead, a single injury, a chaotic comeback season, and deepening locker room fractures led to an unceremonious exit.
Right now, this day is about the Jets' decision to essentially say Rodgers is not the answer for us at the quarterback position.
Your O-line isn't the answer.
In our time.
So, what happened?
That's the problem.
To understand how Aaron Rodgers went from back-to-back MVPs to being cast aside, we have to go back to his peak.
A-Rod still like that.
If you were seriously injured,
we go with a sponsor. Here we go. Morgan & Morgan. You know what I mean? Morgan & Morgan. Here we go. Biggest law firm in America.
Aaron Rodgers in 2020 wasn't just good. He was historic.
Rodgers, Adams.
Look at that ball, boy.
He led the Packers to a 13-3 record, throwing for 4,200.
Should have never left Green Bay, bro.
Had a 70% completion rate, the second highest of his career. A jaw-dropping 48 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. His passer rating, 121.5. One of the highest, not just in the NFL that year, but for the entire history of the sport.
He's a bad man. That's how I feel about Aaron Rodgers.
His control of the game was masterful. For example, week 3 versus the Saints, he had no Devontae Adams, no problem. Rodgers, he threw for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns, effortlessly
A-Rod steered that guy, bro.
His defense under the lights.
I'm gonna keep it real. I thought we was gonna get A-Rod. You know, You said an A-Rod is washed without he's not washed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not washed. Like, stop saying that, bro. Like, do I really gotta, like, I'm sorry, excuse me, chat. I'm sorry, I gotta do this, bro. For all the casuals. I'm sorry for these casuals. I can't stand people that be hating on somebody just because everybody else be doing it. We're gonna do this on mid-video. All the casuals. I want you to see this man's stats last year. Aaron Rodgers, 2024 stats. Let me see, 2024 stats. Like, I don't understand. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I guess I seen, like, what? Like, my nigga, when did this become bad? Like, can somebody tell me, please? Like, bro, just shut up. Dang, bro. I be hating that jump, bro. Like, bro not winning, now he washed. Like, bro, shut up, bro. No, I mean, now because his team did terrible, now he washed. Bro, we talking about an individual, bro. Individual play. Almost throwing for 4,000 yards, 28 TDs, and 11 interceptions, bro. Come on, bro. With a QB rating of 48, like, bro, my man's. Y'all be praising any other quarterback that did this. But just because it's A-Rod, he's washed. Man, shut your little dumb self up. That's just how good A-Rod was back in the day. This right here bad when it comes to A-Rod. This bad when A-Rod. This bad with A-Rod. Any other quarterback, they don't praise it. But A-Rod was so dominant back in the day, this bad for him. This bad for him. Freak out of here, bro. Tired of everybody talking about A-Rod washed. Shut up. Nigga not washed. Nigga had good numbers. It's that Jets team. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, bro, you gotta build around your O-line. You gotta build around it, bro. You know what I mean? At some point, you gotta give him O-line. You ain't have one all-pro O-line. You ain't have one all-pro O-line, man. Can we start blaming the O-line? Can we start blaming the freaking cupcakes? Bro was getting killed. I literally seen bro get killed. I don't know how many times I see A-Rod get killed. Bro was getting killed back there at Jets, bro, at the Jets O-line, bro. So his Achilles got injured. 16 versus so he got injured because of Losario Jets O-line.
A clinic.
They don't know how to build around it. Look at him. Give A-Rod the O-line, bro. Don't be dominant.
4 touchdown passes against a playoff-bound Tennessee team. I mean, he took them all the way to the NFC Championship.
He's gonna never blame the fat cupcakes.
The Tom Brady Buccaneers.
Over the ball for Tampa Bay. Good matchup.
A-Rod versus Tom Brady. That right there. 2 of my favorite QBs, bro, growing up. Drew Brees.
He threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but that one defining moment, 4th down in the red zone, down by 8, instead of going for it, the Packers opted for a field goal.
I'm really surprised by that decision, Joe. I thought that they would
always go for it with Tom Brady.
On 4th down. You're just not sure with Tom Brady that they will get another shot at it.
Always go for it with Tom Brady.
Toss to Godwin. He's got the 1st down, and this game's over. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady are going to Super Bowl 55.
Nonetheless, Rodgers took home the MVP, his 3rd, and the message was clear. He was playing the best football of his life. Then, in 2021, yeah, he did it again.
And the 2021 AP Most Valuable Player is Aaron Rodgers.
Another MVP, another dominant season, throwing over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions. He became the first back-to-back MVP since Peyton Manning back in the 2008 and 2009 seasons. But despite all the brilliance, the tension between Rodgers and the Packers' front office grew. For years, the passive-aggressive press conferences, the subtle jabs, the feeling that this partnership, no matter how successful, wasn't built to last. And soon, it would all come to a head.
What's the latest here on the Rodgers-Packers situation?
Well, El, just listen to what Brian Gutekunst said there last night. There were a couple of little hints there. He can say they're not trading Aaron Rodgers, and they don't want to trade Aaron Rodgers, and they don't have any plans to trade Aaron Rodgers, and they haven't gotten a lot of interest from other teams about trading Aaron Rodgers. But the fact of the matter is they have a major issue on their hands that they don't know how to solve, that they've been working on, in the words of the general manager, for some time and may take quite a while.
Rodgers had always been one to keep people waiting. After his back-to-back MVP seasons, the quarterback's relationship with the Packers nationally started to fracture, not because of his performance, but because of the power struggle brewing behind the scenes. The 2021 offseason became a soap opera. Rodgers, first off his MVP win, disappeared.
And this is why people start. This is when people started to hate Aaron Rodgers, bro. This is when people started to say bad stuff about A-Rod right here, bro. Before this, bro, A-Rod was the man. A-Rod was the guy. A-Rod was one of the best QBs in the league. But once this started happening, bro, this is when people started trashing his name.
Darkness retreat, while Green Bay's front office waited on an answer. Was he coming back? Retiring? Requesting a trade? The uncertainty paralyzed the franchise. When he finally returned, it was with a clear message. He wasn't happy with how the team was being run.
Started with a conversation in February that the season ended. And I just expressed, my desire to be more involved in conversations that directly affected my job.
He vented his frustrations publicly, calling out the organization for failing to involve him in key decisions.
First of all, that's the type of speech you give when you quit a job you think you're never going back to.
I mean that right there, that should be in the front office. Front office should always do their job. But your best player, I'm for sure gonna bring A-Rod in. People, it's about power tripping. We the front office, we this, we that, but you nothing without A-Rod, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your best player. So it's like, to keep your best player happy, involve your best player. You know what I mean? Okay, A-Rod, is this right? Is it right? Some people just not humble enough to do that. Oh yeah, we run the show. No, we the front office. We do what we want to do. I see how to work out for you, right? They still did good with Jordan Love,
Like, take this job and shove it.
It's your best player. If it's your best player, bro, you need to involve your best player in everything you do, bro.
Oh my God, he put him on blast.
I don't know how to put this as mildly as I can. That is the most unreal press conference that I have ever seen. Incredible. From a player still currently employed by that.
Then came the 2022 offseason, and the same song and dance played out again. Another MVP caliber season, another round of guessing games. Would Rodgers stay? Would he force his way out? Green Bay, exhausted by the back and forth, finally pulled the trigger. So rumors would begin to swirl as to where he would land. But it wasn't until Rodgers, back from his annual darkness retreat on the Pat McAfee show, that he finally made his intentions clear.
At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
He's going to the Jets. He's going to the Jets.
Oh, Laura, we have breaking news right now. Breaking news. Aaron Rodgers officially is being traded to the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is going to the New York Jets. It's official. It is happening. Finally, after all this time, we've been waiting for this trade to happen.
The trade was historic. Rodgers to the Jets in exchange for a package of draft picks. New York was ecstatic. Their Super Bowl drought was supposed to be over, except it never really started.
Never built it around.
2023. It's Monday Night Football, and it's the Jets' season opener against the Buffalo Bills, and the entire NFL world is watching.
First game got injured.
Here comes 8. Not just Rodgers, but Allen Lazard, Randall Cobb. Question marks.
Hey, he probably ain't Brady. You know what I'm saying? But boy got a ring. My boy got multiple MVPs. You know what I mean? So, end of the day, I feel like he up there with Brady. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he one of the top QBs to ever play the game.
On the offense,
like he would have won multiple rings.
4 snaps into the game, Rodgers drops back, looking for an open receiver.
Like he would have won multiple rings if he won from Brady and AFC.
Disaster. He crumbles to the turf. No contact. Just a foot planted wrong. An Achilles tendon snapping under the weight.
He tried to keep it real.
Former first-round pick of the Bears, and now Rodgers sits down. A loss of 10 on the play, and hopefully the Jets are thinking that's the only loss on that play. He's coming out of the game.
Just like that, the dream is over. Helped off the field,
Rodgers'
expression mirrored every Jets fan, and honestly, the entire league. This was the moment that was supposed to change everything. And instead, it ended before it even started.
First game.
There is no way in the world I have processed this. I understand that millions of things have happened yesterday in the world that in the big picture were more significant than this. But from a sports perspective, this is about as overwhelming as anything that could possibly happen. 6-8 months of anticipation, all the excitement and all the possibilities, and for it to come to an end like that quickly, there's no way I have fully taken in the magnitude of what actually happened.
Just imagine that first free
play last night.
Despite the devastating injury, though, Rodgers did something unexpected. He refused to accept the normal timeline. Achilles injuries typically take up to a year to heal, but Rodgers, he insisted he'd be back in just a few months. He underwent an innovative procedure, pushing the boundaries of medical science. He appeared in interviews speaking confidently about defying expectations.
You know, we'll see what happens. It's just, there's a process. There's certain markers we got to hit.
You trying to say you're coming back this season?
Yeah, what's happening? Are you coming back for the playoffs this year?
I'm not gonna make any of those statements. I don't feel like that's fair to myself. I'm just.
Is it a possibility?
I think, as Kevin Garnett said, anything's possible.
Wow.
But while Rodgers rehabbed, the Jets, well, they unraveled. Zach Wilson, the quarterback Rodgers was supposed to mentor, was suddenly thrust back into the spotlight, only to struggle again. Frustrations, they grew in the locker room. The defense, a top-tier unit, was playing its hearts out while the offense sputtered. Tensions mounted. Rumors spread that certain players were...
It remind me of my Giants. That's what it remind me of. Remind me of the New York Giants. I mean, defense playing their hearts out. Defense playing an all-time level. Freaking offense can't score the freaking ball. That sounds familiar.
Jet season, it spiraled.
Sounds very familiar right there.
By December, they were officially out of the playoff race, and any hope of Rodgers' miraculous return was meaningless. So, he stayed on the sidelines, watching as the team crumbled without him. See, this wasn't how it was supposed to go. The Jets had bet everything on Rodgers, and just like that, year one was a complete waste. But determined to prove that he could still play at an elite level, Rodgers, he returned for the 2024 season. However, that year was plagued with inconsistency and controversy. Let me explain. Rodgers played all 17 games, but was visibly not the same player. He threw for almost 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Good, but not Aaron Rodgers good. The Jets started 4-6.
I mean, see, y'all heard what he said, good, but, you know what I mean, not Aaron Rodgers good. It would be good if it was for anybody else. But Aaron Rodgers was so freaking dominant. Good, but not Aaron Rodgers good. So QB's best is Aaron Rodgers' worst. That's how good bro was. That's how good bro is. That trash old Jets team. If I was A-Rod, I would just retire. You know what I mean? Honestly, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? You proved everything. You're an all-time great. You're a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Not enough for you to prove.
Leading to the firing of their head
Top
coach,
10
Robert
quarterback of all
Saleh.
time.
Despite what Rodgers claims, though, media outlets and personalities put this firing on him.
Breaking news into First Take that Robert Saleh, the Jets head coach, has been fired.
I was surprised they fired him.
I'll get you more details as they come in, but yes, Robert Saleh, again, the New York Jets head coach, fired. Obviously, they had a tough loss across the pond against the Bills.
I was surprised they fired him.
Stephen A., your reaction?
By the end of the season, the team was divided. Players reportedly felt alienated by Rodgers' influence, while management questioned his long-term value.
But everyone, all the Jet fans are mad. I'm not mad at Rodgers at all. I think he came with the best of intentions. I think he tried, but he's just not the same guy anymore.
I don't think he was a problem.
The athlete is the great athlete is usually the last one to recognize.
They didn't win. They didn't win when he got.
The reality is, I don't see any team in the NFL looking at it and saying the solution to my problem is I'm going to bring in Aaron Rodgers and we're going to win the Super Bowl next.
Okay, we have some breaking news out of the NFL. The New York Jets have officially hired Aaron Glenn as their next head coach to be the leader of Men at One Jets drive over there in New Jersey.
With the hiring of Aaron Glenn, previously the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, the final decision was made. The Jets would move on.
What is the very latest surrounding Rodgers situation?
Come March 12th, the new league year, Aaron Rodgers will not be a New York Jet, that he will be a free agent, that he will be able to sign with a team of his choice and move forward with his career if he so sees fit.
See, the thing is, Aaron Rodgers has always been a man of contradictions. A generational quarterback, but also a contrarian. A genius on the field, but a disruptor off of it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Like, like I ain't gonna cap, you know what I mean? Like, he doing the same thing now, though. He making the Steelers wait, you know what I mean? Like, everybody waiting around, like, okay, is he gonna sign? Is he gonna retire? You know, he doing it right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying? He putting everybody, like, where you gonna sign it? You know what I'm saying? Where you gonna sign?
Years, his talent made everything else forgivable.
I 100% think he's finna, you know what I mean, sign with the Steelers, though.
Of professional sports,
100%.
Tolerance only lasts as long as production. The warning signs were always there. Maybe not nationally, because despite the franchise's history, Green Bay is a small market team. The media labeled him complicated. Teammates admired him, but also found him distant. Coaches raved about his football IQ, but whispered about his stubbornness.
I've been enjoying it since I did ayahuasca, so the last few years have been great.
I mean, this is the Aaron Rodgers dilemma, right? But to really understand this, we have to look back at the defining moments that turned Rodgers from an untouchable superstar into a player that teams just didn't and don't want to deal with.
Are you vaccinated? Yeah, I've been immunized. You know, there's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated.
Bro, Jalen Hurts is better than freaking Lamar, bro. Like, Jalen Hurts done something that Lamar can't do. First, go to a Super Bowl. Second, win a Super Bowl ring and a Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar Jackson.
I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
His 2021 immunized comment, initially accepted without question, later unraveled into a...
That's your opinion, though. That's, like I said, y'all, we got to... People saying Lamar Jackson better than Jalen Hurts. That's not crazy to say, but that's his opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, you know, some people think Lamar better. I think Jalen Hurts better.
Revealed he was never really officially vaccinated with the COVID vaccines.
Lamar Jackson has a team too, bro. What you mean? You got Derrick Henry. You had an MVP type of running back. You had Justice Hill. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews. You know what I mean? Like, bro, shut up, bro.
Debates and pitting him against the press.
Aaron Rodgers looks very bad today for all the wrong reasons. Aaron Rodgers is a liar. Period. He lied to his team with a smirk on his face. And regarding a matter that is very, very serious.
His unorthodox off-season habits, like the ayahuasca retreat and days spent in total darkness.
Yes, when it comes to his life away from football, Aaron Rodgers has always operated from a unique playbook.
That's one way to put it. And he has just announced plans to take a darkness retreat as he weighs his NFL future. So what does that mean? CBS Update's Bill Walsh is here to enlighten us on.
Then came the 2024 mini camps. Instead of preparing with his teammates, Rodgers was in Egypt.
We've got 2 inexcused absences.
That nigga in Egypt.
Aaron and I spoke before OTA started. He's been very good in communication. He's been here the entire time.
That nigga's in Egypt.
But he had an event important to him, which he communicated.
While once tolerated as the behavior of a brilliant but unconventional leader, these moments were now seen as signs of detachment, proof that his priorities had shifted away from football. When he was winning MVPs, teams brushed these moments aside. Now, they become Exhibit A in the case against him.
I fought the Jets because when y'all got y'all butt on that plane and flew out there, yes. And when y'all, I want Randall Cobb, I want Alan Lazard, I want Nathaniel Hackett. What the hell do you think he thinks? He thinks he's the king of the palace.
And just like that, the tolerance ran out. Rodgers was no longer worth the headache. So, what happens now? Does another team take a gamble on him? Or is this the end of the road? When you're winning and talented, they'll put up with literally anything. Ask Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. That's what I just gonna say. Ask Antonio. That's what I'm saying. If you one of the ones, bro, they'll put up with you, bro. Like, I ain't gonna cap to you. Like if you like one of them ones, bro, they'll put up with you. As long as you win it, as long as you put up the stats. Like nigga just gonna tolerate you until they can't no more. Once you start doing bad, they gonna be like, man, after this nigga.
Yeah, the league doesn't hesitate to move forward without you. So, if there's one thing we can take away from the Aaron Rodgers saga, it's this. In the NFL, reduction buys tolerance. When he was at the peak of his game, teams were willing to overlook the drama, the headlines, the controversies. But once the production dipped, all that baggage, his quirks, his stubbornness, his off-the-field distractions became too much to justify keeping him around. The moment he stopped being indispensable, fair or not, he became disposable. As the NFL moves on, Rodgers' legacy remains undeniable. Regardless of the personal opinions about him, he had an incredible career. 4 MVPs, a Super Bowl champion, and a future first ballot Hall of Famer. If this is truly the end, it's a bittersweet way for one of the all-time greats to go out. But this is Aaron Rodgers. We all know he's not going to go out like this, right?
Monado, man. A-Rod, man. You said Big Ben or A-Rod, bro. You know what I'm saying? Monado, man. Appreciate everybody for the stream, man. You know what I mean? Yep, boxing. You know what it is. Things that you don't want to do, you got to do. I do not feel like going to the boxing gym today. You know what I mean? I do not feel like boxing. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? But I appreciate everybody, man, for joining the stream, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, make sure y'all follow this. You know, follow if you haven't followed. You know what I mean? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody for being active, man. It's your boy Jay, man. Take it easy, fans. I love you, boy Jay.